Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services. It's a video on daily news and editorial analysis, which I'll be covering from the Hindu and Indian Express, the important news and editorial that would be relevant for the preparation of civil services the examination will be discussed in this session. Let's get started with the news topic list. Today is 5th of May. The first important news, that is SCO Ministers meet to discuss the economic ties. This meeting is ongoing in Goa. Again, something important, where India is currently the part of the chair. Second, India, Russia to suspend the talk to settle the trade in rupee after the sanctions and even Russia's Ukraine war. India and Russia was looking forward for the trade settlement in rupee, but the consensus has not been made. Third, additional contribution for higher pension after the Supreme Court intervention. EPFO under the Ministry of Labour and Employment has come up with the changes in the rules. I'm discussing two editorial for the day. First is from the Hindu, other from Indian Express. The first editorial is Boost for Science, a wider window to the universe. And the other is Bridging the Gulf. Right? Apart from the news and editorial discussion, at the end of this video, there will be MCQ based questions. These questions will be based on current affairs that will help you for the upcoming prelims examination. So without any further ado, let's get started. And if you're new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. If you like this video, if you find this video informative and helpful for examination purposes, do press a like button. And we at Apti Plus is organizing free mock test for the prelims, upcoming prelims, which is scheduled for 28th of May. The name of the initiative is Prelims Mirror. There will be two papers that is scheduled. The first paper would be from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Another paper from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Right? The date for the free mock test is 14th of May. But what you have to do to participate in the free mock test, you have to register yourself. I have provided a dedicated link in the description section of this video from where you can register yourself and get the benefit out of it. Something very important, we at Apti Plus has endeavored to come up with the questions that is aligned to the UPSC level parameters and even adhering to the requirement of the examination. So do not miss this opportunity, grab it as early as possible and participate in the open mock test. Now, starting with the first news, that is SCO Minister meet to discuss the economic ties, something important for General Studies paper 2, and the subtopic, that is bilateral regional grouping and agreement involving India and affecting India's interest. So, although we are discussing this news for a couple of days, now further development is that the Minister of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization members are expected to finalize their deliberations on a set of 15 decisions or proposal considering the meeting, which is part of the SCO की preparation की जा रही है, जो कि full fledged जुलाई में होनी है 2023, where head of the state will be coming. Now this meeting, which is there in Goa, is a part of meeting which is there where foreign ministers have participated for the Shanghai Cooperation Organization countries. Right? The name of this SCO meeting is Secure, part of the initiative for India. I've already made a discussion on this. If you want, you can refer to the video in the playlist section. The proposals are aimed at expanding the cooperations among the SCO members. कुछ important areas होंगे like trade, technology, commerce, security and socio-cultural tie. That is priority in the part of the agreement in the terms of meeting that is going, and these areas will be definitely prioritized. Economic cooperation, that is what the news is all about. So discussion on stepping the part of the economic cooperations, including the discussion on the national currency payment for mutual trade, will be on the agenda for the Shanghai Cooperation Organization of the Foreign Minister meeting. Other key issues की अगर बात करें, Russia and the West over the Ukraine war. This is something which is again a situation which is concerning the globe, and even no country is looking forward with the war. Negotiation is the only way out between Russia and Ukraine. Concern over China's expansionist behavior. We have seen China's expansion in the Indian Ocean region or even in the South China Sea, right? Now, the part of the situation which is there in Afghanistan after the Taliban overtaking the governance in the Afghanistan, it is being said that Afghanistan can become the epicenter of terrorism, and even the terrorism can boom in the Taliban rule. And India has also seen keen interest on the part of the security related corporations, in the SCO and the regional anti-terrorism structure, which specify the deals to issue the security and defense related matters. And brief about the SCO. So SCO is an influential and economic bloc that has emerged one of the largest trans-regional economic organization. It was founded in a summit way back in 2001 in Shanghai, when the president of Russia, China, Kyrgyz Republic, Kazakhstan, and Uzbekistan have unanimously decided to form a bloc. India and Pakistan has become its permanent member in 2017. Before that, India was having an observer status. Now, since the part of the inception, that is from 1996, SCO has grown up, expanded, and emerged one of the largest regional organization. SCO members country account for 30% of the global GDP and 40% of the world populations. Now, moving to the other news. India, Russia to suspend talks to settle the trade in rupee, something important for General Studies paper 2. Under the subtopic, that is effect of policies and politics of developed and developing countries on India's interest and India's diaspora. India and Russia have finally suspended the part of the settlement for the bilateral trade in Indian rupees after a negotiation which India definitely proactively have come up with a decision that we can negotiate in rupees, but the consensus was not made. The rupee is not fully comfortable in the international market, and India's share for the global export good is just 2% of this factor, reducing the necessity from the other countries. Impact of suspensions की अगर बात करें, the move will be a major setback for the India's importer of a cheap oil and coal. Will be awaiting for the permanent rupee payment mechanism to help lower currency conversion cost. And Russia is not comfortable holding rupee and want to pay Chinese yuan than other currency. तो Russia ने offer दी या तो Chinese yuan में या फिर core currency में pay करने के लिए. But definitely India was at the opinion that the trade settlement should take place in INR or Indian currency. Now, India's import for Russia, if you see the number, the data, it shows that the import for Russia has reportedly risen from like 10.6 billion, जो कि पहले हुआ करती थी, it has rose up to 51.3 billion until 5th of April for this particular since the war began. And the discounted oil made a significant portion for India's import, surging the 12-fold during the period. Meanwhile, India's export to Russia has slightly declined to 3.1% to 3.43 billion. And moving to the other news, that is additional contribution for higher pension from the employer's payout. Something important for General Studies paper 2, that is the government policies and intervention for the development of various sectors and issues arising from a design and implementations. EPFO, that is Employment Provident Fund Organization, has finally come up with a long-awaited decision where it has called for the replacement methodology for the contributions under the higher EPS pension. The member will be opting for the higher pension will no longer have to contribute additional 1.16% of their salary, which was again Supreme Court has raised concern in this regard. So finally decision has come that they will be exempted, and the ceiling was necessitated due to the EPFO amendment which was there in 2014, which called for 1.16% contributions from the part of the members. Now, Supreme Court की क्या directives थे इस regard में? The Supreme Court, in its judgment, have announced in November 2022 that it has declared the earlier rule to be invalid in part of the EPFO के जो amendment हुई थी EPS Act में, and it has directed to draw 1.16% of additional contribution within the overall 12% of the contribution from the employers. तो ये सारी contribution of employer के end पे जाएंगी. And even the Ministry of Labour and Employment has come up with the detailed notification to this regard. And EPFO has provided an important clarifications that 1.16% of additional contribution will be diverted within the total 12% of the employees' PF contributions. Now, why this ruling is important and how this will impact. So, employees who are there at the wage below the ceiling is mandated to join the EPFO and contribute towards EPF and EPS to avail the prevailing ceiling. And EPFO has notified the wage ceiling from time to time. and employees who are the member of EPFO. And if some timeline is important, that is those who were prior to September 1st, 2014 will remain the member, and after 2014 are eligible to opt for the higher pension as a part of their salary, and even that will be calculated as per their wage ceiling, which is up to 50k. जो salary है 15k के within होनी चाहिए, उसके ऊपर जो contributions होंगी, that is again will not be part of that will be considered, right? So the eligibility opt for the higher EPS, and he needs to contribute at the actual wage which is not prevailing for the wage ceiling. Now, for the employers or employees opting for the higher pension, EPFO has to ask them to pay additional 1.16% as a part of their basic salary, which was above the wage ceiling. So, pehle ye wo karti thi, and after the judgment which has come up, this has been amalgamated in this 12%. And the SC has now scrapped the additional 1.6% of the rule, right, which I've told you, and this is applicable as per the new directive which is coming from the EPFO under the Ministry of Labour and Employment. Now, if you want to get more detail, this is a complete the chart wise, the details are there, the particular for no higher EPS. This is for higher EPS with contributions to the actual wage, higher EPS and higher pensions, right? So this is for the old rule and new rule. I'm not getting detail into that. If you want to read specifically, just check out, pause this video and read out the part. I'm giving you the basic here. 12% contribution is there, and from employers it is 8.83%, and 3.67% goes to EPS, and 12% is actually the part of the employee's salary. This is what the trend is being followed. Now, moving to the first editorial of the day, that is a boost for science and the wider window for the universe, something important for General Studies paper 3, that is achievement of India in science and technology, Indianization of technology and development of new technology. So under the editorial, what I am discussing, first the focus and theme of this editorial is India's LIGO initiative, about the LIGO India project, aim of this project and benefit of the collaborations. So if you see the part of the LIGO initiative, which is the world's largest gravitational wave observatory, scientific observation is something which is marveled for engineering, consists of two facilities, one at United States and other the Pacific West at Hanford in Washington, and the near Gulf in Mexico in living in Lusania. So this is what the location exactly which is there. Now the point of discussion is also important, like in 2015, the Laser Informator Gravitational Wave Observatory, or LIGO or LIGO, whatever you call it, they observed several gravitational phenomena for the first time, expanding and understanding the universe around us. Now there's a collaborations between India and LIGO project. So the government has approved the construction for the Laser Informator Gravitational Wave project after 7 years of the principal approval, right? And it will build by the Department of Economic Energy and the Department of Science and Technology with the United Nations National Science Foundations and several national and international research institutes. So this will be a collaborative initiative including Government of India and various apex institutions across the globe. This will accelerate the development and innovations around the world. Now, क्या aim है इस project की? First and foremost, the project aims to detect the gravitational waves of the universe from the universe, and something that will be relevant in contributing the part of understanding the origin of universe. India LIGO would have two part of, like अगर बात करें vacuums की, this will be 4 kilometer long vacuum chambers which will constitute the part of sensitive informators of the world. It is expected to begin the scientific run by 2030. It will be located in Maharashtra in Hingoli district, about 450 east of Mumbai. And LIGO India can create job across the technical workforce, unleash new avenues for scientific talent, inspire the generation of science and technology, engineering, mathematics, that is together called STEM leaders. Now, benefit of collaborations की अगर बात करें, by this initiative which India has joined, this will push forward the part of the boundaries in science and technology which was confining, and even a boundary line, glass ceiling which was there, which will definitely be broken, and unlocking some of the universe's greatest mysteries. The construction of LIGO India is a major milestone of the gravitational wave in terms of universal progress of science and technology. The observation will help to answer the most fundamental questions about the cosmos, And through the collaborations, like-minded partners will provide current aspirational scientists to window, even providing to the next generation. And the construction of LEGO India is leg for the gravitational wave science and universal progress that has been made in science and technology across the board. Now, moving to the second editorial of the day, that is Bridging the Gulf. It's the second editorial in the discussion. Important for General Studies paper 2, that is Effect of Policies and Politics of Developed and Developing Countries on India's Interest and India's Diaspora. So what under the discussion in this editorial? First, about the focus and theme, that is India, UAE and KEPA, that is Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement. We'll see the part of the background, Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement, significance की बात करेंगे and the way forward. Now, if you see the part of India and UAE relationship, which is not something which is recently started, it's an old millennia journey which both countries has come up and enhanced their economic partnership. The bond between India and United Arab Emirates is strategically important for both countries, specifically in general for India. Because India and UAE partnership it forged with the first of the trade traditional item and then strengthened with oil, because India is importing oil from Russia and UAE to to get it most of the requirement time. Now, if you see the part of the background, which is there in the terms of partnership between India and UAE, it was a formal dimensions of the creations of the UAE since the federation there was 1971. This accelerated in 1990 when the liberation of India has embarked the opportunity to export the UAE as a market and beyond. So this country further expanded post 1780s where a lot more exploration in the oil sector was there. The emergence of UAE in India as a third largest trading partner is the only underlining positive outlook of the countries which shared towards the economic cooperations. If you see the part of the KEPA, that is Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement, this built on the decadal mutual enterprises where both countries has actually helped each other. Commerce की अगर बात करें, trade की बात करें, it has actually unleashed the greater deals, mutual access to market, stimulating the part of wider economic cooperations, industrial and investment opportunities. उसके साथ साथ इंडिया और यूएई ने Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement के थ्रू incredible success भी पाई, where both countries have included their volume apart from non-trade in oil. Almost 50 billion mark cross हुई 2022 में, which is again in the high number, and the growth for 10%, which is also having a multiplier effect. Significance की अगर बात करें इंडिया और यूए की जो पार्टनरशिप है, this is definitely helping India unleashing the spirit of entrepreneurship between both countries, चाहे वो innovators हो, investors हो, catalyzing the pass of small and medium enterprises, startup, India and alike make more of the innovative in the sector. The agreement is benefiting the part of partnership between the unlocking growth, mobilizing capital and talent. Because see, India is a country which is looking forward with startup culture, right? And a lot of government policies are also there, not only for indigenous part of manufacturing, but also exploring it to the other countries. The policy engineering to create a paradigm shift can deeply complementary to synergic trade. और अगर यूए की बात करें, दिस इज ऑल्सो लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड विद एजुकेशनल पार्ट वेयर आईआईटी की जो दिल्ली की कैंपस है अबू धाबी में बनाने की बात की गई है, एंड इवन द एमओयू इज देयर बिटवीन द कंट्रीज, एंड यूए इंडिया साइंड एमओयू टू एस्टैब्लिश एमिराती इंडिया कल्चर काउंसिल ऑल्सो. Now, if you're a student from like PSIR, अगर आपकी optional है, you have to conclude this as a part of the mains answer. So, UAE and India CP is something that will be following the part of people-to-people contact and even multi जो cultural fabric है दोनों countries की, वो एक highly favorable है business के लिए in terms of comprehensive economic partnership agreement. And UAE can have a bridge between the startup to attract more investment that will capitalize the part of angel investors also. And it is an opportunity moment for India to have dynamic startup ecosystem, unicorn and innovators that can explore the diversification of the UAE market and strengthen their position in the global market. So to have a innovations, to have a startup, you need a market. And UAE something is a market where definitely the part of exploration in terms of innovation and other sector can take place, and it will be mutually benefiting the both countries. So this is how you can conclude your answers. Moving to the MCQ questions of the day. Before I proceed, just to tell you the answers of your study questions. For first question, the correct option is C. For second question, the correct option is A. Today's MCQ for practice, Swah Dharohar Festival. The festival aims to showcase country iconic art and cultural heritage. It is organized by the Ministry of Culture. Second question of the day is about the Rabi crop. Ministry of Union, the Agriculture are under the Rabi increase from the part of the year that is year ago. Many of the northwest states keep producing region of the wheat, mustard, chana, C of the seasonal due to subdued activities in the western disturbance. So this type of kind of contemporary questions can be again relevant for the prelims examination. This was all about for the daily news and editorial analysis followed by the MCQ questions. If you have any other concern, you can reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for watching this video.